Hi everybody, this is Michelle Akda, and I'm back to you today to talk to you a little bit about how we think, the paradigms we've set up in our lives from the time we were young, and how they affect our environment, how they affect the conditions of our life so completely and totally. Um, I just finished reading and rereading a book called As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. And in the very beginning, I want to just read a quote of what he says. He says, "The aphorism, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he, not only embraces the whole of a man's being, but is so comprehensive as to reach out to every condition and circumstance of his life. A man literally is what he thinks, his character being the complete sum of all of his thoughts." I find that so telling and so um, deep in that what we think, whether we know what we're thinking or not, because very often we're unconsciously thinking. What we think completely and totally shapes our environment. And if we are conscious of the voice that plays through our own head, we can start shaping our environment to the degree that we get to live the life we would love living. So, some of the ways that our thinking affects us is in our paradigms, the things, the sort of lies we've been told and that we tell ourselves each day, whether it is something to the effect like you got to struggle to get ahead, or um, I'm too old to start a new project, or I don't have enough education. These are the sort of things, the paradigms, the hardwired constructs that we set up as young people, as we move through our life, um, that don't serve us. They truly don't serve us. And if we know that what we think completely and totally shapes our environment, then we have complete and total control and power to create a life we would love to live. Starting with the seed of our thought. If our life is the manifestation of our thinking, then we have to plant seeds of the crop we want to grow. Because if you plant an apple seed, you're not going to get oranges, right? Makes sense. So if you want to plant, if you want a joyful life and a life that you would love to live, a life that you get to wake up every morning and say, I am so blessed to be here doing that which I love, then you have to plant the seed in your mind that will support that crop. You understand? So understanding what we think shift, that shifts everything in our life, and noticing what we're noticing. So the way to start planting the proper seeds to get the crop you want in your life is to be aware of what you're thinking, and that takes practice. But what else are we doing? What else are we doing? We're moving through traffic, we're going to work, we're coming home, we're making dinner, we're flipping channels. What are you thinking? What's going on for you? Because when you start actively pursuing thoughts that are in service of a life you would love to live, your environment changes, your conditions change. Because we're not the product of our conditions. The conditions are a product of us. Big difference. You know, success is an inward swinging door. It's not an outward swinging door. So when you don't go within, you go without. Is something I've always been told. And the first thing we have to do is go within to start noticing what we're noticing, start planting seeds of beauty and positivity to create a life that is the result of that seed. So understand that a man is what he thinks. So is a woman. We all are. And I invite you to start noticing what you're thinking while you're driving in traffic, or on every hour, or every 3 times a day at 9, 12, and 3 o'clock. Set your alarm and take a moment, a minute, to start thinking about what you're thinking. Be aware. So, really important stuff, our thinking. And if you ever want to have a conversation with me about your thoughts, your life, and how you can shift into a more positive mode, I'm always open to having that conversation. Please email me at michelleakda@lifemasteryinstitute.com. Till our next time, I hope you have a blessed day and thanks for